off, it's going to be very difficult to gain muscle or to eat to gain a lot of muscle because your body's going to rebel every time you try to increase your caloric intake. So I would get tested for SIBO first. It's more common than we thought it was before. Most people, or a good chunk of people with IBS, tend to have SIBO. So SIBO is when bacteria grows in the small intestines where it's not supposed to. And the way they treat it is either through antibiotics or, believe it or not, natural treatments are actually as effective or even more effective. This is, by the way, done, this was studies that did this, so this is not a commercial. It's legit, they actually work. So one thing you can do is if you think you have SIBO, if you look it up and you see the symptoms, you can go online and you can actually purchase these natural compounds that have been shown to be just as effective. I can't remember, maybe ask me afterwards and I'll look it up for you, but there was one brand in particular of pills that you could take that had these compounds that would kill the bacteria. Go through a protocol and then see if you improve. If it is SIBO and you get rid of SIBO, you will be able to eat more and absorb all that food. So this is a gut health issue. I don't think it has to do with your genetics.
That being said, too, though, we talked about this at dinner last night a little bit. It's amazing how the body has this homeostasis for like calories that we consume, and anything below and anything above is just hard. The grass is never greener on the other side. You've always got the skinny guy trying to build muscle, and he's like, oh my God, it is so hard for me to eat enough. And you've always got the overweight person trying to lose weight. He's like, oh my God, it's hard for both. And the body wants to kind of be where it wants to be. So there is genetics involved. And one of the things, I remember when we were hanging out with Ben Pakulski, this was a paradigm shattering moment for us. we were talking about, most probably, pro bodybuilders just have this ability to eat 10,000 calories, and that must be a genetic. And he's like, no, it's actually the opposite. He's like, I have the ability to pack on muscle only eating 3,000 calories. And so there's definitely a genetic play here for sure that makes a difference. That you may just have a really, really hard time adding a lot of muscle and eating that many calories. Doesn't mean that you can't improve that. And Sal's advice, I think, is great. But I also think you're on to some things too, that you have that body type where I'm assuming you're probably also somebody who probably gets shredded pretty easy. If I told you to lean out and get 3% body fat, you're like, yeah, no problem. I look at the treadmill, change a few things in my diet, and I get shredded, right? So, right.
Yeah.
So
I remember the two products, Dysbiocide and FC Cytal are the name of them. Make sure that you're
Obviously.
okay to take those. So make sure that those are okay for you to take before you take them. But you can buy them over the counter. So just pop back in my head.